Thank you to our Conversation Liquidity patron for this episode, Matcha. Matcha aggregates 130 plus DEXs to get you amazing prices on over 5 million tokens. Swap for free, swap without gas, or swap across chains, all in one place. Matcha.xyz. Search, trade, done. GM Farcaster. It is a happy Friday, May 24th, and you are here with Nounish Prof and Adrienne for 29 minutes of Farcaster News to start your day. And we have so many fun things happening today. So we're going to start with our news. Then we're going to talk about this right there.
Pointing to your background.
My background is CastOut. So we'll talk about that. And then we'll talk about Adrienne's background. But first, we have so much happening. There has been a lot going on since we last saw you. And it's been pretty amazing. We had a pretty amazing couple of days. Let's start with this. This was from, whoops, that was not the one I wanted to show first. There we go. This is from Bolide, so just celebrating the ETH ETF. And we also had our friends from Matcha doing something similar and getting excited about it. And then we had this from Noun40, which has the actual information about what the SEC had approved. So the ETH ETF has been approved. You can see that ETH was taking some jumps. It was very volatile the past couple of days. It did take a little dip when it looked like things were being delayed. So it had a moment. So, you know, those of us who are ETH maxis weren't really paying that much attention to that part, but it's exciting. And the other thing that happened is we had Bitcoin Pizza Day, and part of that was Stand with Crypto was everywhere. And so that was exciting. And one of the things they were talking about was also FIT21, which passed the House. And that was a huge deal. So this was from Stand with Crypto. Yesterday, the crypto community shared a historic legislative victory, FIT21, a bill that would codify a market structure for our industry to thrive in America, passed the House of Representatives with bipartisan support. This outcome is the result of advocates coming together in an unprecedented way. Over the past week, our advocate base grew by 250K and contacted their congresspeople over 29,000 times. Congress heard us loud and clear. We hope that this success can inspire and invigorate you. This work is hard, but it's fun when we do it together. And when we do it together, we win. And thank you for standing with crypto. And the photos, most of the photos in there are from Bitcoin Pizza Day and the different events that were happening all around the globe. This is from the US, different places in the US with the Stand with Crypto signs. And this bottom one is from New York, where you were. And
yes, and you want to see a party favor I brought home from New York?
What was? Yes, please. I have to show this.
I'm saving it for you.
Yay! I see it. Yes,
I know you can. It's the Stand with Crypto sign that I'm going to save. You put it in your office.
Thank you. My office, which is now my kitchen. But anyway. But it's awesome. I love it. I can't wait to grab one. I was so jealous of those signs.
I took the train back from, just so you know, I took the commuter train back from New York City back to my home, and there was a Yankee game. So all of the everyone jumped on my train, and it was kind of later at night, and it got super, super crowded with drunk people from the Yankee game. And I had my sign, and I was like, no
one just said anything. No
one said. Of
course,
it was just funny. It was a funny scene.
It is funny. And this was from that event. Also, this is you. Farcaster changes you. I love that. A wild Adrienne streaming to Unlonely IRL. And that was awesome. We had a great stream the other night with different parties that were happening all around the world. And it was a lot of fun. And we talked a lot about Stand with Crypto as well that night, and the different positive things that have been happening this week in crypto. So how was it for you? Did you have fun?
It was awesome.
Cool. Always,
awesome,
right?
Yeah.
Anytime you're IRL with your people, awesome. It looked amazing. I was very jealous. I was like, oh, I wish I was there. Everybody's there. It looks so fun. But I was glad to be able to stream some of those, and we'll do it better next year now that we've figured some things out.
We kind of got to do the shitty version first. So
we got to, we do.
Thank you all for
our brand. It's our brand. Shitty version first is our brand. It's our new name. But it still was, it was fun. It was still fun, even though it was, sound was challenging. This was from David T. Fung. I thought this was amazing to see. And we're going to have him on in a couple weeks to talk about his adventure on Capitol Hill. Noggles IRL in the Capitol Hill Rotunda. I loved this, but he also met with his congressperson to talk about FIT 21 and crypto in general. And I thought this was amazing. And you had chatted with him a little bit about coming on and talking about all of this. So
yeah, so we'll get his take, not next week, the week after.
Right. On, I think it was June 4th. He's going to be on. We have so many things happening. You have no idea. Next up, I thought this was great from Rish. Lots of cool things happening today, e.g. FIT 21, but on a smaller scale of things, if you're building frames, follow NFS. We will be posting more updates. We are no code frame studio in that channel, meaning, yes, we have been building more into it. So that is pretty cool. There you go. For those of you who need speed and aren't moving slow. So just on that note. But in the big news, here's the big news. And we're going to do a whole show on this on Tuesday. We're doing a special show Tuesday, correct? At 11 a.m. Eastern. With Nonlinear and Alex from Airstack and possibly JTGI. Did he ever wake up yet? Or
he's buried. So we'll see. Anyone else? Okay. And I kind of just called, if you are building channel moderation tooling, hit us up because we want to spotlight you. And maybe say Angel, who does not or bot or not. Sorry, it's a Friday.
Not or bot.
Well, yeah, we'll do it.
Not or butter. Whatever he's doing, whatever that thing is he's doing. Anyway, so there's been changes to the channels. You are starting with no moderation. If your channel changed over the other day, you have no moderation right now, and you might be able to tell that because I could immediately. So this is how you turn on moderation. How do I turn on moderation for my channel? One, web only to start. Edit channel in the little pencil button, configure moderation, and choose your moderator. Note, when you turn on moderation, the channel will appear as a single feed with no filtering for a few minutes while we generate the new main feed. So this is some of the basics here. And then, this was a good question from Linda. Just to confirm, when moderation is on and I set myself as moderator, I don't have to like my casts in order for them to show up in the feed, right? And the answer was no. Yes, you do. You do need to like your casts. And they're trying to figure out how to make that automatic. But I believe if you're using something like AutoMod, you can set. So there's a few different tools right now that can help with some of this moderating. AutoMod is one. Nonlinear is doing something with Hypersub as well. And then we also have Airstack that is doing some moderation tools also. So you have a few different options, and I still haven't had time to explore them all and really understand what's available. This was from Beta Shop, what's on the roadmap for Airstack channel moderation and who pays. You can see below, and there's a whole Notion to dive into that. And then with Johnny, with AutoMod, sorry, can I create a team of curators with AutoMod? Yes, you can give anyone with FID the ability to curate posts into main, add them as a moderator in AutoMod, and have them install the cast action below. Next week, you'll have the option to make it automatic from likes. So that, I believe, would mean like you would, I'm actually not sure what that means. I think I know there's,
as long as you, if you're added as a curator and you like a cast, it automatically upvotes it. The big change with these channels went from the previous moderation tools were kind of penalty. So it was punishing the bad. So you find things you don't want and you either have options to hide casts. Right. You can hide silently. You can warn and hide. You can ban people, but it was all stick-based incentives. And it's kind of a switch now to carrot-based, which is promote the good. So if you find good things, it's more of a curation-based feed, right, than a moderation.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's a really great way to put it.
Mentorship-based of
So being able to also, with some of these tools, say anyone who holds this particular NFT, automatically their posts are going to show up in the main feed. They're essentially curated automatically. And that's essentially what Nonlinear is doing with Hypersub, and some of the experiment he was doing early on is that you can essentially, if you have that particular Hypersub, you can then configure this so that everyone is able to post. And he's using that for memes, for example. So it's changing from channel pass, which he was using before, to Hypersub, where you have a subscription and are able to cast in that channel. So
I am very excited for Tuesday's kind of deep dive, because there's a lot. So kind of what happened is Merkle really trimmed down the functionality that you get kind of out of the box, because the idea is we're going to put as minimal as possible into the protocol. And then all the other features and functionality will be built in different layers in a composable way. But now it's kind of utter chaos yesterday, in my opinion. Or I'd say maybe in my experience, because it's like you're losing features. You have things that are available to you, but some of it is how do you curate and create a feed? But it opens up the door to so much monetization options as well. Not everyone wants that. So my mind has not yet logically compartmentalized the different pieces that you want, the different Lego blocks, if you will, of how to properly create a good channel. And some channels are community, some can be businesses, some can be, so there's just a lot. And I have to apologize to Dan, not even apologize, but I have so much empathy for anyone building anything, because he's been talking about these changes nonstop for weeks.
Yep.
He's put out information. He's in group chats with people, popular channel hosts, telling people what's coming. And then the change comes and everyone's like, what happened? What did you do? You ruined everything. Why didn't you tell us this was coming? So it's hard.
Speaking of that, since you mentioned it, disgruntled user, I'm going to escalate the matter, DWR. I'm the manager. So if you didn't catch this, so, as you experience some challenges, and you might, and we all are, because it's a change, and change is painful, approach it nicely. Like, if you have feedback, Dan's open to it. If you're going to be threatening,
just don't escalate. Don't escalate to Twitter.
Escalate to Twitter. So that's what part of this message was. I don't want to tweet yet. So in other words, that it's interesting. It's an interesting threat. But approach it as, that assume positive motives here.
And it's okay if things aren't great for a few days.
Yeah.
At least, fine. Right? Like
it's going to be a little bumpy, but it'll be fine. Don't get too overly concerned. I specifically haven't turned anything on yet, because I just wanted to give it a minute and really evaluate the options that were kind of coming really fast. And I wasn't sure which one was going to be best for different channels. I'm assuming that I'm going to try a couple different types of moderation in different channels and then see what works best. So what's going to work best for a DAO is not going to work best for GM Farcaster. And what I mean? So they just have different purposes. So anyway, but it does
Farcaster. It's clear that I'm the one single ruler leader.
Absolutely. Obviously,
just give me all the power.
Obviously,
unlike the DAOs.
I mean, of course. Unlike the DAOs, that have to share power, and it's I think we literally still haven't talked about it. So we'll see what happens. So this was from Johnny at FarCon. DWR said something like any subreddit with greater than 20 million people should be a 10 million annual recurring revenue business. And this relates to what you were saying just a minute ago. But that'll never happen. Why? Because it's against Reddit's interests. So they won't let it. All value will accrue to them and only them. Not so with Farcaster. Powerful channel tools are here. The time is now. And I thought that was really interesting. And that's sort of what you mentioned felt a little bit overwhelming as well, is thinking through that aspect of, do you have a channel that could be monetized? Should it be monetized? There's a could, and then there's a should, and there's a,
and then there's the how.
And then there's a how. So there's a lot to figure out. So in this case, maybe taking it slow, depending on who you are and how many channels you have. That's the other problem. I have a lot of channels that I have to manage now, similar to how I have a lot of domain names. But I did think that was interesting. And then we had a similar thought from McBain. I've been a little bit in shock that decentralized channels are finally here. I have so much to say. This is such a big deal. It's a media outlet you can own for $25 with new tooling coming out every day for you to use, all of which has seamless payments integration. Damn. So, I mean, that's the part that like is just, I think, sinking in of all these different options that we have. So it's a lot. There's a few other things happening as well. This was new. So I was in my DMs, and then all of a sudden I had Warpcast verified and with a notification to something that is notification only also, which is interesting. So in other words, group, not even a group chat, a direct message, a direct cast notification coming in. So this is programmable direct cast that we've been talking about for a couple weeks now, that can be sent from an account as sort of as an alert. So that's what this was about. When Dan had casted, please follow the Warpcast account. We're planning to use it for rare but important updates via programmable DCs. And then that was this particular update. It also led to some new pasta. So in case you're yes. interested, please follow the Hyperbot. Okay.
Remember last year there were, I mean, when DCs came out, it was immediate people spamming and squatting on names and trying to, spam you from fake brand accounts, trying to get you to do things. So it takes some time. So I was happy to see the verified.
Yes. Oh, the verified. Yes.
Yeah.
There were things that hasn't even been discussed yet. I don't even know. I'm like, that's why I was like, this is new. What's the verified? That was my check mark. And there still hasn't been like clarity around that. So have you heard anything about that specifically?
No.
This part?
Just
okay. I thought maybe I missed something.
No, but I know last year people were buying creating Farcaster accounts like, Warpcast team, Warpcast support, and then DMing people with links, malicious links. So
be careful out there. So that's why the verified makes a lot of sense, but we haven't heard more about how do you get that little check. So we'll see. There's been too many other things happening. So back to the copy pasta, please follow the Hyperbot account. We use it for rare but important updates via programmable DCs. So, and I did get one from them as well. And then this from Pinata, please follow the Pinata Cloud account. We never use it, but it saves the handle and it will give you a touch of whimsy. So there you go. We love Pinata.
That's why we love Pinata. Oh, I have my penny hat on.
I love them.
I think it's funny when new brands come in or they'll check someone actually checked our GM Farcaster account and it's like, but they haven't cast in 3 months. They must not be very active. And it's like, oh, we should change you should put in this, actually, if you're a brand, maybe this is the new thing, in your description, you should probably write, don't cast, just follow the actual people. Go to the channel and follow the people.
I think I have our channel in our description too, because I think I have that noted because of that reason. Because we hardly ever use it. It's not easy to switch between accounts very hard on mobile. You can do it with Supercast. There are ways to also do it now. And and I missed that cast, but there was a cast about going in and out. They've made it a little easier.
Yes, someone's building the Hootsuite for Farcaster.
Right. Yes. And we do need that because it is a little challenging at the moment. So anyway, moving on.
Crypto has to make everything hard.
I know. But it'll be good in the long run. And, it's just a matter of time. Things get easier.
Why can't I just share my password with people and, we just have this. Okay, sorry. Just kidding.
We have, these security things and OPSEC. It's very annoying.
Just kidding, people. Let's move on.
It's a joke. So this from Varun, we're thinking, so this was a response to Vitalik's comment. Farcaster should have near unlimited length messages like Twitter. Having used it for a while, I feel like Twitter's long message feature improves its user experience and its usefulness for high quality discussion. And then Varun's response was, we're thinking a lot about this idea. The two paths are storing data off chain using meta tags and embedding and expanding them in posts or building them natively as message type. Both have important trade-offs that need to be explored. If anyone is interested in this topic, we're open to draft FIPs. So that's definitely is to Woofy spamming. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. And then there was a comment, and I missed that cast, but another comment about this is, customer service at its finest, right? It takes I think it was yours actually. Did you cast that? I think it might have been you. About like that, Vitalik posts this and then, a week later we're thinking about this. So if you're wondering if they see your messages, they do. They really do.
Do you like long form? Do you want long form?
I think it's useful in a lot of cases. Yes. Yes, I would like to see long form. I think screenshot essays and threads are hard to do on Warpcast. They're much easier to do on Twitter because you can just build it all and then hit, and it sends all of them out at once. So long form to me is a good option as well. Like, I think there are times when you want to see the full thoughts and not have to break them up as well. So we have workarounds, but I like long form. Yeah, I like the option.
Well, I very much do not like long form
really?
in my feed. I love long form content. But as on the screen, I'm going to lose this battle because there are people way more influential than me. Vitalik, Beta Shop, now in his prop, who have been asking for Elon. Like, I mean, I was like laughing. I'm like,
Elon has no power here.
My revealed preference, though, like, look at my Twitter usage. As soon as long form came, I was like, it's not what I want. But guess what? I'm going to lose that battle. But I will go down.
I don't think it takes away, but I think it depends on how you do it. So I love that they're thinking about it and they're not just, I think that's an important point. Like, they think about things before they pop them out there and try to find the best approach. So it's not like they're having a, knee-jerk reaction to the feedback, but at least they're giving it some thought.
And yes, to the chat, I know it sounds like an opportunity for a client. I'm going to create. It's called Twitter.
Short form only.
Twitter on Farcaster. And to KBC, who also doesn't like long form content. Okay, so let's rally an army. Please go to my cast that I responded to in Maroon and blow it up and stand behind me, and we're going to fight this. And my experience is I just very much separate scanning to me is, yes, a little entertainment, but it's discovery. So it's like my brain is in fast mode, which is scan, find the things. Then I tag things off for my deep thinking mode. And I like to keep long form in its corner.
Okay. All right. I mean, to each his own.
Where's my army? Where's my separate army? Okay, move on.
This is pretty funny.
Thank you, Ice Toad. Deep thinking mode for the win.
Thinking mode. We want deep thinking mode separated from our scrolling mode.
Okay. My brain can't do both.
I have times where, though, I just need like one more sentence. It's not even long form sometimes. But anyway, that's another issue. So Okay, this also from Varun. We're
Wait,
running.
time out. Hold on. I'm sorry. When you say you need one more sentence, as an author of a cast or as a reader of a cast?
As a author of a cast. And sometimes it's very much related to, I'm posting something about GM Farcaster and I need one more sentence, because keep this in mind, any links that you put in there take away from your, so that's why this is
actually interesting. Yeah, so I actually want to break out. So for all the people fighting for long form, I want to know, is it as the writer wants it or as the reader? Because, by the way, the game of let me trim down all my extra spaces in Word, it's a super fun game to play. Don't take that away from me.
You like the editing. She likes the editing.
Who doesn't? It's so much fun.
It's really not. Especially when it's not, like I said, a lot of times it's because the Zora link is taking up a lot of my real estate. Okay, let's move on, but I guarantee you we'll be circling back. This conversation will continue. This is actually a good one for the Writers Hackathon too. It's a good conversation to have. We're running experiments to fine-tune the Warpcast feed. If you see anything that gets better or worse, let us know. Here's how it works today at a high level: selection, find a cast that you might want to see; ranking, determine the best cast; ordering, rearrange them to keep things fresh. So this is interesting. If you're seeing something that you don't like the way your feed's looking, or you do, comment here so they know what's working and what is not. Also, I thought this was very cool, using a Bountycaster to fix a problem that had stumped the entire team. So Varun, still amazes me that this bug stumped our entire team and was fixed in less than a day after we posted a bounty on Bountycaster. Linda and I think that's Daniel, are onto something big. Also, Frederick is very good. So that was cool to see that, Bountycaster solving problems.
See, I'm going to go. This is a beautiful cast. He could have written a really long cast explaining why this is so special, but he didn't. Short, it's sweet. There are layers and layers of.
Love how you brought this back to that.
There are layers of subtext in that cast that if you get it, you get it. So, by the way, you can't see this, but in my phone, I just emailed myself for the writing hackathon, write an essay about why long form doesn't belong in my feed. Boom. Okay. How so beautiful funny. Is open source, right? I mean, this in there, but go back to Varun's, right? So it's small team, small elite team of devs. There's an issue. It's bothering us. What happens when you put your problems to the talent pool? Yeah. Someone's going to fix it. So
someone's going to fix it. Rather than banging your head against a wall trying to fix it, ask for help.
Ask for help. Open source it to the world, and beautiful things happen.
Okay, I need to get through a few more things, and then we got to jump to our big CastOut announcement. I'm going to keep doing that. I know it. Base announcing the 10th wave of 2024 Base Builder grants. Bull-eyed, the easiest way to interact with your favorite memes on Base. Shout out to Oxbid, we love you. Bonhomme for offline nostalgia, generative project using IYK chips. Austin Griffith for Scaffold ETH, an open source toolkit, and Schaefer Otoko, an on-chain legal entity protocol. So very cool. And there was a few others in here too. Ardenome for Surreal, Token Cash for Crypto Scavenger Hunt, Fresh Crypto Lib, a gas-efficient way to store passkeys, and Migos, an NFT collection. So this is very cool. Congratulations to all the builders. Justin from Polluter Minds from Pinata. We're excited to announce what feels like such an obvious partnership to us. Pinata is now working with Nanar to help handle our Farcaster APIs and infrastructure. They'll also be helping Farcaster devs get onboarded to IPFS through us. So read more here, and there's more of a long form blog, which you can dive into and read all about it. Thought you'd appreciate that. The long form is a link. This from Matcha. Last week we launched custom and dynamic URLs that allow you to save your exact trades on Matcha.xyz. TLDR, when you set a trade on Matcha, the URL changes to match. And here's how it works. Again, there you go. There's a video tutorial. You can click the link for the long form information. And now let's do our last thing. CastOut is coming June 3rd. So this is our new survivor-like game that's going to have 16 players, hopefully. I'm waiting on 4 more to answer me. We'll see. So we may be searching for some backup players. Hold on, but we'll let you know. And today we're going to announce the first 12 of those players, and Adrienne being one of them, and tell you a little bit more about it. So what we're going to be doing is on June 3rd, we're going to launch. There will be 2 tribes, similar to original Survivor, and 2 tribes of 8. They will have team challenges for the first 3 challenges where they'll have to work together. Every challenge is some kind of relation to Farcaster. It's either in a frame, it's in a channel, it is using some kind of infra or some kind of software or app or something that relates to Farcaster. So all of these have been designed to do that. Adrienne has no idea what's happening, by the way, has no clue, because I've been doing this in the background. We decided, figured out she was going to play and get the player experience. And so I've been building all this and she has no clue. And I just keep it's surprising her with things. So it's going to be a lot of fun on Tuesday and Thursday throughout June. So this is an on-chain summer activation. We'll have a special show. So we'll go at noon, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And my co-host will be Tim Riley for the first few, because Adrienne will be playing. And during that time is when we'll announce who's been cast out, because each challenge, somebody will be cast out of the game and leave the game until we have one final winner. A sole survivor, if you will, who will win 100,000 DGen.
Dollars.
100,000 DGen, which someday might be equal to $100,000 if you believe in the prophecy of DGen to $1. But for now, it's 100,000 DGen. And it's sitting in a prize wallet right now. So there you go. So there's going to be a lot of fun implementations that I'm pulling from the game, from Survivor, including hidden immunity idols. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I've been having a ball pulling this together. And now here is your official peek. Hold on. Oops.
Yes. By the way, yes, there will be a bracket game.
Yes, there is a bracket game. Oh, I missed that part when I mentioned Tim. That was my point of mentioning Tim. That's why Tim is going to be with us. So Tim, we're having a bracket game where you will be able to support your favorite player and maybe win a little DGen in the process. So that will get more details on that next week. We'll be announcing that. That'll be launching next week with a special opportunity for our hypersub holders, active hypersub holders. So if you have a wow and you let it slide, or mole and you let it slide, now's the time to add some time on, because we're going to have something very special related to bracket game next week.
And shout out Nonlinear, who added, I think, a new feature to Hypersub that if you follow, you can get a direct cast reminding you when your subscriptions are going to.
That was the Hyperbot. Yeah. So
you can. Heads up.
That was part of that. So. And yes, B card, you show up on the screen. That's funny.
And Unlonely, and for people who are listening, YouTube gives us the ability to pop comments onto our video, and it's going to come to Unlonely, right, Grace and Brian?
I hope. Speaking of Grace and Brian,
because it's really fun.
So now what I want to do is show you, and Adrienne has no idea; she has not seen this, who the other players are going to be. And this is not, I have not split them into their tribes yet. They will have 2 tribes that will battle it out first and hopefully be civil to each other. So here we go. This is the players. So there you go. That was your first peek at the players who are going to be playing the season 0 of CastOut. We have 4 more that I'm just waiting on to make official. And here we go. Yeah. So we've already, Isto just asked, how are you picking the remaining competitors? There have been invitations sent out. So for this round, I did this by invitation only just because I wanted to set expectations that this is a little bit of a beta trial here. So we'll see how this goes. And I wanted people who could, do some honest feedback and things like that. There are 4 that are out there that I'm waiting for responses from, and then we'll announce those as well. And it's been interesting. There's been a few people who had to decline for time commitment purposes. And I have to say, I invited Grin to play. And the reason he's not playing, he's going on vacation at the end of June. And I said, more than half of the people will be out by the 3rd challenge because we're going to do a halving. And he said, no, if I'm playing to win. So I was like, okay. I was like, next time. He's like, no. Like,
yeah,
okay.
I just actually moved my entire summer plans around. So I'm canceled everything. My family's going on vacation without me at the end of June.
They're just going.
Yeah.
Heavyweight is, in the middle of demo days coming, all this stuff. She's like, competition, even though I'm in the middle of 17. I'm still playing. Yeah. So it's.
Are you going to post that video? Are you going to post the trailer?
Right after this, I'm going to post the trailer. I'm going to post more information. I'm going to post. We'll start posting about each of the players very soon. It was a lot of fun. I'm excited for this. I hope you notice that both Brian and Grace are playing. They will not be on the same tribe. I'm going to tell you right now. So there are certain people that will be on different tribes. So, yep. Art Lou was one of the folks who couldn't play this around, and I was going to put he and Kristen on different tribes, just for fun. So Guan Wars. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it. I've been having a lot of fun pulling together the challenges and all that. So we're going to have a blast. And
yeah, I'm so jealous all of a sudden. And I've been like in my nerd corner planning a writing hackathon. What?
Both things are good.
Now I need to make a fun teaser for
the writing hackathon.
I need a trailer.
You need a trailer. And I keep trying. I wanted to use the whole Survivor theme song, and then I was like, I'm going to get shut down by CBS before I even get started. I'm like, nah, we'll just use a little bit. I've been like very slowly like figuring out my lines to how far I can go with the branding, with the trying to avoid copyright infringement. Yeah.
Let's ask our attorney. That's you.
No, that's me. Let's ask our copyright and trademark attorney. Oh wait, that would be me. Anyway, we've gone a little long, but I knew that I wanted to share all this with you all, and I'm excited that Adrienne's going to be playing. This is going to be a lot of fun. We'll have more information about Bracket Game next week from TLDR and crew. And like I said, if you are one of our Hyper Sub subscribers, make sure your subscription is active. You're going to have some benefits coming to you next week in regards to CastOut. So yay. And shout out to Brennan.eth, my Nownish duck friend, who gave me the better name because I was going to call it Surviving Farcaster. And he's like, that's an awful name. And I'm like, I know, but I can't think of a better one. Can you come up with one? And he gave me CastOut. And I was like, that's a better one.
Good job, Brennan.
So thank you, Brennan. All right. And with that, we're going to call it. And today I'm actually throwing up some closing credits. I'm trying to keep everything self-contained for easier editing and also for those who are watching back.
The live chat was on fire today.
So on fire. You guys were great today.
Cracking I don't know why. I think it's got to be
Friday, holiday weekend.
Good news week too.
Great news week. I think everyone's in a happy mood. It's a happy Friday. ETH is pumping. Life is good.
Yeah. If you're listening to the recording, we love you too, but not as much as we love but not as much as we love the live chat.
We do love our live chat. And if you haven't, joined us for a live chat, you really should. sometime. You really, really should. Come jump into Unlonely and chat with us, or on YouTube, either one. But Unlonely's where the real fun is at. So jump in there. And with that, we will see you. And Adrienne, don't leave, but don't say anything because I'm about to play our closing credits now. This is new. And with that, we will see you next week on Monday. We are going to be regular show on Monday because she's like, it's a holiday. Do you want to take the day off? And I'm like, not really. I'm like, I have nothing going on at 8:30 in the morning on Memorial Day. That's fine. We were here on January 1st. I don't know if you remember. So there you go. So we'll be here Monday, 8:30 a.m. and then 11 a.m. on Tuesday for a special show with all the different moderation tools that you can find for channels. And we will see you then. And with that, bye-bye.